Love smarter, not harder. Q&A, today's question. I commented on one of your posts a few weeks ago about a guy I went on a date with. He was really sweet and shy, and I wasn't sure about him. But we've been seeing each other every weekend since and texting and calling in between. However, he just got out of a very toxic and traumatizing relationship where he was the one who was being abused by a woman who I suspect has borderline personality disorder. He was with her on and off for 3 years. And the last time it ended was when she tried to strangle him and she almost killed him. And she snapped out of it right at the last minute. After that episode, he didn't end it. She did. She told him that she never effing loved him and she was back together with her ex-husband. I'm not sure if I should keep seeing him. I really like him and we have a lot in common, but I'm scared he is not healed enough yet and I could get hurt. He brings up her name when we see each other and when we text and call. What do you think? P.S. I'm scared because he was not the one to end the relationship after she physically was abusing him, and that he would go back to her if she called him today. And I don't know what to do because I really like him, but I'm really guarded. Also, it took me a 1.5 years to heal my own self after a very terrifying and abusive and toxic relationship. So I question him being out of a relationship for only 7 months, where it was worse than mine, quite frankly. And I ended my relationship, but it bothers me he didn't end it after she tried to kill him. So I completely agree with you. You should be bothered by this and you should be cautious and concerned. And honestly, I think your gut is telling you that you don't feel right about it as much as he's kind and sweet and you enjoy your time with him and you have a lot in common. Because when someone's pathology, and I mean this in a gentle way, okay, because everyone has pathology, right? We all do, right? But when his is so on display and so clear, and for him to be in such an abusive relationship to where he was almost killed, but he still didn't leave, that is a huge concern. My main concern is that you're right. He is so entrenched in toxicity. He is going to have a hard time having a normal, healthy relationship, such that he probably would find a normal, healthy relationship very boring. Because if he is caught in that back and forth of massive drama, then that is what feels like love to him. And so for someone to present a calm, nurturing, supportive, emotionally healthy relationship, he's probably not going to be down for that. And so your hunch that he might go back to her is a legitimate hunch. And the other piece is that sadly, until he works on himself to get healthy, he is going to, like I said, probably only be excited about relationships with a crap ton of drama. And he is not going to be able to be an emotionally equitable partner for you. Because what's going to essentially happen here is because you've done your work and you're healed and he's drawn to that, part of him is, but of course part of him is still drawn to the drama. But the part that's drawn to you because of your health, it's going to end up this kind of fixer-upper relationship where you're going to be his therapist, so to speak, trying to help him achieve the emotional growth and maturity that you've achieved. And that might work for a time because it'll feel good to help him. And he may rise to the occasion to a degree, but eventually that never works because once the fixer-upper is fixed, then that dynamic that established the relationship is gone and it's out of whack and he will probably leave then. Or even worse, sometimes when people receive help, as much as they appreciate it on one hand, part of them starts to resent the helper. Because again, down deep, they know that there is inequity in the dynamics and in the hierarchy in the relationship. It's not level. And he may then start to bite the hand that feeds him. So then he could start getting abusive with you. Because another thing that happens sadly with people who've been victimized, not always, but sometimes once they are in a position where they can have the power, sometimes that abusive tendency, because they were victimized, sometimes they then become perpetrators. So that could happen. So there's a lot that's not really solid or good about this relationship for you. So I think you should trust your gut, because your gut is telling you exactly what you need to do, and you need to move on. And it doesn't have to be dramatic or anything. You can just say, you know, it's been great getting to know you. I'm just starting to realize that you and I have a lot in common, but it's not the kind of connection that's going to be a good fit for me long term. So wish you well. And yeah, thanks for the question. I'm sorry that I don't have more positive news for you.